Hey everybody, this is Anthony. That's Willie Mo. We're coming back to you with our latest top 10. This week, Willie Mo, since it is Spooky Month, we're going to be having our top 10 spooky covers.
All right.
Okay, so these aren't really necessarily what you'd say horror covers, but they're spooky covers, and they're all Bronze Age. So we're going to the Bronze Age for this. Our top 10 Bronze Age spooky covers. And I'm gonna tell you what, I'm almost Halloweened out. It's been a long Halloween month so far. I had to put up a new skeleton the other day. I'm wore out.
Okay. Not my problem.
Well, that means you need to be helping me more.
No.
But, and to be honest with you, I'm tired of looking at this same background we've had, so I'm fixing to change our background with my awesome Thanos snout.
Well, I don't like that one.
What's wrong with that?
It's kind of dumb. No.
Dude, switch it back. Let's go back to the original.
Oh.
We'll be right back with our top 10 video right after this.
Woo!
Hey everybody, now we got all that sorted out and we're back with our latest top 10 video here.
That's all your fault, by the way. Why did you do that?
I know it was going to get all scary and crazy and stuff. We just have to go with the original, I guess.
Ugh.
Anyway, how's your week been this week?
Week's been actually pretty good, actually.
Well, I want to hear about this football practice that y'all had this morning in 30-degree weather.
Oh, yes. Torture. And holding a bag feels like you're about to get frostbite on your arms.
Well, I heard that you got you a hurt ankle this week, a cleat to the ankle, and I heard you had a jammed thumb this week as well.
Yeah, my thumb's not feeling kind of better now. I can move it a little bit.
Did you hit it on a helmet or something?
No, I was holding somebody, and he moved, and it made my hand go across and just jammed in the pad, really.
Hey, you get called a penalty for holding.
I wasn't holding.
You just said you was holding.
I was holding it like this.
Likely story.
Oh, yeah.
10 yards from the spot of the fight.
Okay. Well, anyway, my ankle still hurts like crazy. But anyway.
All right, guys. Well, we'll get started with our top 10 video. And this time we're doing the top 10 spooky covers in the Bronze Age. And, well, there was a lot of really good spooky covers in the 70s era.
They heard you in the intro, buddy.
I know that, but I'm
re-elaborating. They
here.
heard you, though.
Yeah, I'm going to knock you out of the screen here in a minute.
Okay.
So, whose time is it to go first?
Mine.
All right. Well, what you got?
Well, my number 5 is Brave and the Bold, number 93. It came out in 1970, and the cover artist was legendary Neil Adams, and this high grade is $85, which is not that much, but still, it's a really cool cover. The reason I like this cover so much is you got Batman standing outside the House of Mystery. Someone's being taken inside by some kind of creature, and he's like basically telling Batman to come inside. And it's a pretty cool cover. And it's like a horror cover. And the publisher, of course, was DC.
Yeah.
I really like this cover.
Well, this book sells for a lot more money if it's actually graded because it's a Neil Adams cover and it has a horror genre to it, which makes it even better. And I actually read this story last night, as a matter of fact.
What is it about?
It's actually really good. It's about Batman. He's almost just like wore out because he's been having to do so many cases. So Commissioner Gordon sends him on a steam carrier to Ireland to just relax and just kind of get away from Batman, so to speak. And as he's on that ship, he meets this little boy on the ship, and the little boy actually winds up falling overboard during a storm, and Batman, or actually Bruce Wayne, jumps in to save the little boy, and they both almost drown, but they get him pulled back up, and then the little boy is dropped off on an island where he's from because he's coming from America. He's been on a trip over there to America, and Bruce Wayne gets dropped off on the island as well. And then the story just picks up from there. It talks about how they've been seeing all kinds of crazy ghosts and stuff around the island. The water has been red. And turns out there was people in a castle that were trying to run that whole community off the island where they could get the fishing rights for it. And it's a really good story. I read it last night, and it's really smooth. I didn't get bored with it.
And then, of course, you got the collaboration with the House of Mystery, the comic, of course.
And the guy I can't think of the guy's name that does the narration of the House of Mystery. He's in the comic all the way through it, narrating the whole story. So it's actually a really cool story. Also, Neil Adams cover. And I mean, that book sells. I know a couple of years ago it was selling for around $2,000 and like 9.8, but I don't know if it's that high now. But it's a really good book. I do not own this book. I actually read it on digital last night, but it is a book I've had my eye on.
Well, what's funny about this book was in the inside there was an error which got it called back a little bit, and it said "Brave in the Bowl."
Yeah, those are very rare, and I want to thank the multiplier factor is about twice as expensive for those books as it is for just the regular.
Yes,
copy.
it's very expensive.
Yeah. I actually saw one of those era books on eBay recently because I've been looking at this book, but it was real low grade. I didn't even look at buying it. It was like a rag, that book was. Okay, so my number 5 is a book you don't see a whole lot, but it's Death Rattle #1. Came out in 1972 in June. Its publisher is a Kitchen Sink Press publication. Cover art by Richard Corbin. And basically this is an anthology of horror stories. It's really for mature readers. So you didn't see a lot of these books back in the day. But this cover on this book is just exquisite. You got the skull zombie. He's holding looks like just a body, and he's standing amongst all these monsters around him that's trying to drag him down. But the colors on it are awesome. It's got the green,
when I first saw
purple type background.
When I first saw this cover, I thought it was an homage.
Well, it could be because a lot of and we're going to do a top 10 of that.
I can't wait to do that.
Of the covers of characters carrying people on the front. And we have found out there's a lot of those covers out there. So it's going to be a great little top 10 that we've got done in the future. But this little horror book right here, awesome cover. If you've never seen it, check it out. And it's really not that expensive. I think the high grade price on it is like $50, $60, something like that. So it's a good little book to have, 1972.
All right. Well, my number 4 is a little out there, but I still love this cover. Weird War Tales #1. Publisher was DC, and it came out in 1971. The cover artist was Joe Kubert, and if you don't know Joe Kubert, he used to write bunches of war covers for a lot of comics and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's at high grade. This sells for a good $290.
Yeah.
But what I love about this book is you got on the cover, you got the military basically, or maybe the United Powers or something fighting in Normandy or something. Yeah. And then you got this guy, skeleton Nazi, on the cover. He's basically, it had a Nazi symbol on it, so it's kind of like maybe a little bit more expensive because of that.
Yeah.
But it was a pretty cool cover, and it looks like it's a very supernatural thing. Imagine being in a war, and then you see this skeleton pull up to the trench. Wouldn't you be scared for your life?
Yeah, well, I'd be scared enough being in a war. If I saw a skeleton, I'd be thinking somebody done shot me and I've done went over to the other side. That'd be one scary thing. Kubert, always known for his war covers. He did Sergeant Rock. He did Our Armies at War. A lot of the great war covers Kubert was very instrumental in. Just a great cover artist, and I love his skull.
I do like that this was a little outside his comfort zone. He still managed to write like.
Well, those great artists, like I was talking to you earlier, they can draw the phone book pretty much. I mean, nothing really is outside their comfort zone. They can pretty much draw anything that you put in front of them. So, just a really cool cover. It's a good choice for your number 4. I like that one. All right, my number 4, moving on, is Tomb of Dracula number 1, April 1972, Marvel Comics publication. The great Neil Adams, of course, also with the cover art. And I believe this is the only Dracula book, and somebody can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I believe this is the only Dracula book that he worked on. Neil Adams was one of the few artists that crossed over from DC to Marvel without changing his name. And a lot of times, Will, back in the early ages of artistry, some of these artists would ghost art or ghost draw for different people. Bob Kane was notorious for having people ghost draw for him and putting his name on it, and he would just pay the person to do the covers and stuff. Well, Neil Adams was really the first person to go from DC to Marvel and back to DC with using his same name. He kind of blazed the trail for other artists.
Well, I guess in a way,
to be able to do that.
I guess in a way, this is about who paid more. In a
Yeah.
way,
Yeah. And if you could sign him to do a cover, if Marvel,
I bet you had to pay a lot though.
You know, he would tell them their price, and I guess, you know, they would say yay or nay. You know, but when you became as good of an artist as him, and people like Bernie Wrightson and Joe Kubert that we talked about, you know, those guys could pretty much name their price a lot of times. They just because they were so wanted to do cover art for people and just interior art too. Carmine Infantino was another one that comes to mind. This book right here is one that I've been looking at trying to get, but it's very, very expensive. I want to think a high grade is well over $1,000 of this book. It's kind of had its ups and downs, being every time a new Dracula movie is released or something, you'll see this book kind of go up a little bit. But it's just a really, really cool series, the whole Tomb of Dracula series. But this is the favorite cover for me out of the whole series because it's a Neil Adams work. So.
All right. Well, my number 3 is Marvel Spotlight number 5, and came out. Marvel was published this one, and you already know what this one is. First appearance of Ghost Rider,
Johnny Blaze,
which came out in 1972, and the cover artist was Mike Plug. And I gotta like this cover. Of course, you know, everyone knows Ghost Rider. It's classic skeleton build, flaming head. Yeah. You just had to go on the spooky list, dude.
Yeah.
And I mean, Ghost Rider is basically one of them, like, how do I say this? Cool characters, but he's scary at the same time, like a horror character. But he's such a cool Marvel character. He's one of my favorite Marvel characters.
Well, there is talk of a new Ghost Rider that's coming out, and a new character to play him. I can't remember what the actor's name was, but you know, of course, he's been played by Nick Cage in the past in the movies, who I thought did a pretty good job in the movies for Ghost Rider. I like the Ghost Rider movies. I like the first one better than I did the second one. But Ghost Rider is just a phenomenal book. And Mike Plug, who you talked about in the cover art, he is somebody that we just recently did our Werewolf by Night haul, and we talked about him at length because he did tons of the Werewolf by Night covers and tons of the Monster Frankenstein covers.
He likes doing that little square in the cover and the little square, like the art in the little square.
Put his signature in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what he does. But
Mike Plug, highly underrated. He does some really great. His Frankenstein cover, number 1, is phenomenal. And so many of the Werewolf by Night covers that were done by him were so good. But he's a highly underrated horror artist, and really just a great artist all around.
I would like to talk to you about something. Have you ever heard of the Frank Castle Ghost Rider?
Yes.
He's Cosmic Ghost Rider, and Cosmic Ghost Rider probably the coolest character in Marvel to me.
Yeah.
Even though he's not like a actual character in Marvel, I think that's what Frank would want to be.
I think they're talking about Ghost Rider possibly being in the Doomsday movie. I don't know if he's going to be or not. There's been so many rumors.
Who wouldn't be? Everybody going to be in the Doomsday movie.
But we'll see what happens as far as that goes.
All right, you're next.
Number 3 for me is Batman number 237. It's a book that I've recently acquired. Came out in December of 1971 by DC. Again, cover art here by Neil Adams. This is a Halloween book, so it's really, really cool. You got the red background with the it's the first appearance of the Reaper, and he's on the cover there, and he's swinging his blade, his scythe at Robin. This is one of my favorite Neil Adams covers, besides possibly one that you got on your list, is also one of my favorites as well. That we'll get to later. Maybe possibly my all-time favorite. This book right here sells in high grade for around $300, and it's just a cool Halloween story. And you know, and Neil Adams, I think, also does the interior art in this book as well. So it's just one of the cooler Batman books that you'll ever come across, and really affordable. If you're looking to put a Batman book with a Neil Adams cover and Neil Adams interiors in your collection, this is a really affordable book. Even though it sells for $300, I have found copies on eBay that were mid to high grade that were a little over $100. So if you look for it, it's out there. Just gotta kind of dig a little bit with it.
All right. Well, speaking of your favorite, I think it's next right here. My number 2 is Batman number 227. Came out, publisher DC, of course. Came out in 1970 and was cover artist, legendary Neil Adams again. Which Neil, I bet you're sick of hearing Neil Adams as the cover artist. He's just so too good.
Yeah.
And this book at high grade sells for $2,000, which of course it's legendary cover. Which it's not even a key. It's just the cover that makes it that much.
It's a key because of the cover. The story is kind of mid. It's not terrible, but the cover is an homage to Detective Comics number 30, which is the legendary
there's
Batman,
so many homages to this book.
Bob Kane Batman cover where he's looking over the castle, and this is was a Neil Adams homage to Bob Kane. This book, I love the cover on it. And again, this is one that I'd like to get, but it's just kind of a little bit out of my price range. I've never been able to find a mid or decent looking low grade copy to get this book in the collection. But
I also forgot to mention,
it's phenomenal.
I also forgot to mention my Ghost Rider number 1, and this sells for the same price as that one at high grade, $2,000. Yeah. Anyway,
we can't go back. Once we go forward, we're not looking back, man. Quit looking back.
I gotta tell the price.
You get your crap straight. But anyway, 227, one of my personal favorites. One of my grails, I guess you could say. You know, Christmas is coming up, and if you'd like to get me this for Christmas, spend some of your
buddy, I don't have this kind of money.
Spend some of your hard-earned money on it. Old Dad sure would like this as a Christmas present.
Does he think I'm Elon
Hashtag buy Dad Batman 227.
Guys, does he think I'm Elon Musk?
Let's get it started, everybody.
No.
Flame Willie Moe.
I get my check on this Saturday. You can't just take that money from me immediately.
Okay, here we go. Number 2 is Swamp Thing, number 13. Came out in December 1974. Another DC book. This is a Nestor Redondo cover. I actually thought it was Bernie Wrightson, but Nestor Redondo did this cover. I just like it because it's a graveyard scene. You got the moon in the background, Swamp Thing coming up out of the ground, and I can tell you, as far as spooky covers, if I'm walking through a cemetery and I see Swamp Thing come out of the grave, that's pretty spooky to me. I probably would be
setting a record. What was the context behind that?
I would probably be setting a record running out of that cemetery if I saw Swamp Thing coming out of the grave. You know,
what was the context of that? Why did he do that?
I don't know. I've not read this story, but the cover is really, really good on it. Bernie Wrightson did a lot of the Swamp Thing covers, but this was a Nestor Redondo cover, which looks a lot like Bernie Wrightson if you look at the cover. But just a really cool cover, in my opinion. So,
well, I found out this cover earlier today, actually. My number 1, Daredevil number 130, and I just love this cover. Yeah, it's really, really good cover, dude.
Who did the artwork on that, Will?
Rich Buckler.
Okay, Rich Buckler, yeah.
This is published by Marvel, came out in 1976, and this sells for only $50, which I feel like it should just sell more because of the dang cover. This cover's phenomenal.
Sometimes the favorite books are not the most expensive books, you know, and that's actually a good thing.
Yeah, it is a good thing.
I wish I had more favorite books that weren't as expensive as
this cover right here is probably the most phenomenal cover I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Like, except for Batman 2.7, of course. But like this one's awesome.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that.
I feel like this book right here in the future is gonna cost a lot more when different Daredevil. It probably went up when Daredevil show came out, but hey.
Yeah. All right. Well, my number one is Ghost 28. Came out in July of 1974, depicting a man driving a car and a woman skeleton is coming off the hood through the windshield, and you can see right back here, and she's grabbing the steering wheel, and the guy's just like, but it's awesome cover art by the awesome Nick Cardy, another highly underrated. Nick Cardy probably had better horror covers than Neil Adams and Bernie Wrightson. I mean, he did a lot of the Ghost book, and this one is phenomenal. It's not a very expensive book. It's not a key or anything. But a great cover, and one that you can pick up if you're looking for it.
Hey, you would have thought I was a ghost with how fast I went to sleep this afternoon.
Yeah, I bet.
I slept for 3 hours as soon as he got home.
That's becoming a habit. We're going to have to put a stop to that.
Nuh-uh.
We're going to have to start doing some yard work when we get home.
No.
Yeah.
No.
We got leaves to rake. It's fall. All kinds of leaves and weed eating to do.
I can't wait for
I'm going to
Christmas.
make you look like that skeleton that's out there trimming my bushes right now.
I can't wait for Christmas. I love Christmas.
Yeah. Well, I'll put a picture up of what I'm going to make Willie Moe look like when I get done with the yard work with him.
You can't do that if I'm out of the frame.
No, I'm putting an actual picture up.
Out of the frame. All
right, guys. Well, we appreciate you watching. That's going to be it for our top 10 this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it and got, look past our silliness and look at all the great covers that we showed. Halloween's just around the corner. We got one more week, Willie Moe. What are you dressing up as Halloween? Are you going as yourself? That's pretty scary.
No. I might put on that Michael Myers fit again.
No, you was Michael Myers last year.
Exactly. Yeah. I'll be Michael Myers again. I mean, I'm grown up. I don't really have to care about what I dress like on Halloween anymore.
Yeah. Well,
he does, though. Whoever's sleeping in that other room does.
Owen is going to be a skeleton, I think, and I think he's.
Do you even know where he's
going to be Blippi,
is?
which is not very scary, but we're going to do Blippi one day too. We're going.
Well, it's not all about the scariness. It's also about just dressing up how you want to be.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, again, thanks for watching our video, and if you like our content, give us a subscribe, hit that notification button, hit the like button as well, and the hype button, the new hype button. Hype us up. We got to get hyped up. Are you hyped?
I'll be hyped when I get that bed in a minute.
I hear you. Anyway, again, everybody have a good rest of the week. Stay safe out there. Don't get too spooked. And we'll see you next time. As always,
video game of the day.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I always forget about the video.
Marvel Rivals.
Marvel Rivals. Okay. Well, I know a little bit about that one, and it is comic book related. So.
Their new Daredevil. I heard they got a new character, and it's Daredevil, which was my number one today, and I made it my number one because of that. That's pretty cool.
All right, guys. Well, again. We'll see you next time. And as always, go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
See you guys.
Bye.